We are almost at the end of the 6th chapter, where Krishna taught how to meditate to Arjuna. Having Arjuna as the model, he taught those who have come to Bhagavad Gita what to do, what not to do in meditation, how to sit, everything he said. What should be the food that we take before we go to meditation, and everything he said. And they are coming to the end of their conversation about this meditation. Arjuna had asked a question: what would happen to that man who did a lot of practice of meditation, trying to realize himself? Atma Jnana he had tried for, but he had not achieved, but he died. What would happen to that man was the great question that Arjuna asked Krishna, for which Krishna gave a beautiful answer. Whatever you do will not be a waste here. All good that you do will give the result in future. Therefore, he will go to better lokas, enjoy the stay there, and next he will be born in a house where he needs to go further in his goal to achieve the God realization. And we have to go to, I think,
43rd shloka.
43rd. What would happen to them when he is born in Durlabhataram Loke Janma Idrisham? The rest of the rare place he has gone and born in for his next life to continue his journey of God realization. Tatratam buddhi samyogam labate paurodehikam. There, whatever he had achieved in the previous body and mind, he will get it again here. I think I gave you example. This could happen even with your children. They may go beyond your expectation in achieving certain things which you did not even dream about. Where did it come from? Definitely they might have done some practice over the subject that they have been working for in this period. Tatratam buddhi samyogam labate paurodehikam. There, he will get that buddhi samyoga, that determination of mind, which he had in his paurodehikam, previous body which he had. Yatate tato bhuyaha samsiddhahu kurunandana. And he will work harder, Arjuna, in the next life. So our life, this is not the end of this life when we die. Nor it has a beginning, it has an end, it is eternal. We have lived many lives before we are here now. Probably we will be having many more lives before we get our what's called the liberation, or Atma Jnana, or Brahma Jnana, or whatever you call for that. So that is what he is saying. There he gets his previous efforts which he had done will be in his brain, and he will continue further, and then he will get siddhi in what he has been doing. Arjuna, he says, in a beautiful manner, which we can observe and see in our children. Particularly, those who are teachers know that some children are really beyond the age. How does it come to them? Where do they get it? You don't have an answer in this life. Probably they had some great birth, great practice, great penance they did to get this life. So that is what Krishna says to Arjuna. Let's recite. Tatratam buddhi samyogam.
Tatratam buddhi samyogam
Labate paurodehikam.
labhate paurvadehikam
Yatate cha tato bhuyaha.
yatate cha tato bhuyaha
Samsiddhau kurunandana.
samsiddhau kurunandana.
Tatratam buddhi samyogam.
तत्र तं बुद्धिसंयोगं
लभते पौर्वदेहिकम्
लभते पौर्यदेविकम्
यतते च ततो भूयः
यतते च ततो भूयः
संसिद्धौ कुरु नन्दन.
संसिद्धौ कुरु नन्दन.
So as Krishna said in the previous shloka, his grasp of the subject which he gets in the present life will be faster than anybody else's. Purvabhyasena tenaiva hriyate havishvabhisaha. Previous practice will be influencing him to know the further truths of what he has to learn in this life. Purvabhyasena tenaiva hriyate havishvabhisaha जिज्ञासुरपयोगस्य ब्रह्म ब्रह्म जिज्ञासुरपयोगस्य शब्द ब्रह्माति वर्तते. And then he go to the highest position which he wants to know, the Atma Jnana or Brahma Jnana, whatever it is called. By this previous practice alone, he is necessarily led, even as one who is desirous of the knowledge of yoga, he goes beyond the Vedas. He goes beyond the Vedas means he goes beyond the theoretical knowledge and to get the practical realization of the Atman in the next life. That is what he is saying, continuing from 43rd shloka there. I think we can recite. Purvabhyasena tenaiva
पूर्वाभ्यासेन तैन सेयते
पूर्वाभ्यासेन तेनैव
पूर्वाभ्यासेन तैनैव
क्रियते ह्यवशोऽपि सः
ह्रियते ह्यवशोऽपिक्षा
जिज्ञासुरपि योगस्य
जिज्ञासुरुपि योगस्य
शब्दब्रह्माति वर्तते.
शब्दब्रह्माति वर्तते.
पूर्वाभ्यासेन तेनैव
पूर्वाभ्यासेन तेनैव
क्रियते ह्यवशोऽपि सः
ह्रियते ह्यवशोऽपि सः
जिज्ञासुरपि योगस्य
जिज्ञासुरपि योगस्य
शब्दब्रह्माति वर्तते.
शब्दब्रह्माति वर्तते.
And he will reach the final goal of realization. That is what is to be said. Prayatnadyata manastu yogi samshuddha kilbisha anek jan samsiddho tato yati param gatim. You underline that param gatim. Param gatim is highest he will realize in this life. Having born in a family where he has to continue what he had done in his previous life, and in that family where he can get the knowledge of what is necessary for him. Shuchinam Srimatangehe Yoga Brashto Vijayati, you have to remember, he is born in Vidwam's family of that subject which he wants to continue further. Therefore, it will be easy. Prayatna Dyatamanastu, and he makes more effort, becomes a yogi. After many years of life, Aneka Janma Samsiddha Tato Vayati Param. He has been trying for life after life, life after life, life after life, and this life is the last life. Then he realizes what is Brahman, what is Atman, and whatever is to be realized in meditation or in our culture, that he will reach the end. Then he would become a seer or a saint. That's what we call Yastita Prajna, Atma Jnani, Brahma Jnani, Bhagavad Jnani, whatever you call, it's okay. So after the lot of effort in this life again, he becomes pure. Sham Shuddha Kilbisham, all evils purified, all dirt purified. And in many life like that, he will get Param Gatim. Underline that Param Gatim. That's the end. That is the end of cycle of birth and death. When we get that Paramagati, there is no more birth and rebirth for that man or woman who reaches that point. That's the end of cycle of birth and death. That is what is called Mukti in our culture. that he will reach his edge. I think we can recite. Prayatnadyatamaanastu
प्रयत्नाद्यतमानस्तु
yogi samshuddha kilbishah
योगी संशुद्धकिल्पिषः
aneka janma samsiddha
अनेकजन्मसंसिद्धः
tato yati param gatim.
ततो याति परां गतिम्
प्रयत्नाद्यतमानस्तु
प्रयत्नाद्यतमानस्तु
योगी संशुद्ध किल्बिषः
योगी संशुद्धकिल्बिषः
अनेक जन्म संसिद्धः
अनेकजन्मसंसिद्धः
ततो याति परां गतिम्.
ततो याति परां गतिम्.
And ultimately what has he become? He has become a yogi. Yogi is a man. Krishna's simplest teaching for Arjuna and to us is try to be a yogi. He gave all clues what we have to do, starting from Karmanyavadikarsте, believing that this is neither the first life nor the last, unless we get liberation. And he says, Yajna Bhava, do the work as an yajna, offer it at the feet of God, relaxed. All that you do, you have done, you offer at the feet of God, relaxed you are a yogi. You work for Atma Shuddhi, you work for Loka Sangraha, those are the words which you have underlined in the previous chapters. And that man is a yogi. Krishna's intention is to make us, to some extent, yogi. That is to say, whatever you do, offer it back to that God and be relaxed. And whatever you do is for the good of the society, for your Atma Jnana or Brahma Jnana. That man is a yogi. Yogi is the highest for Krishna. Tapasvibhyadiko yogi. Yogi is greater than a tapasvi who is trying to achieve the end result of moksha. Yogi is better than that man. Does whatever he does, offers whatever he does at the feet of God and relaxes. Tapasvibhyadiko yogi. Yogi is greater than a tapasvi. Jnanibhyopi matodikaha. Here is a thing we have to clarify. Jnana is the ultimate thing that we have to get, he had said. Here we have to qualify that jnana is the theoretical knowledge. Yogi is far better than a man who knows the theory, because he knows the practice of. A man knows that the entire universe is an expression of that cosmic consciousness. He may just know it, he may not realize. But a yogi has realized that. Therefore, he is a better than that jnani who knows only, not the experience of it. Therefore, tapasvibhyodiko yogi. Yogi is greater than a tapasvi. Jnanibhyopi matodikaha. He is better than jnani is my opinion. Mataha means my opinion. In my opinion, he is better. Then, karmibhyascha diko yogi. Third one. This yogi is better than a man who does everything for a result. Karmi means a man does the work and expects a result. He is better, the yogi is better than that man. Karmibhyascha biko yogi, tasmad yogi bhavanya. Underline that. Krishna's teaching is just simple, become a yogi. Try to become a yogi. One day or the other, you will be achieving it. Could be in this life, could be in many lives to come, we will achieve it. That's the promise given by Krishna. Not necessarily that it should happen to us in this life. We are on the way. With the speed with which we have been going, our time to reach the goal will differ. If a man is crawling, he takes a lot of time. If a man walking, less than that. Going on a vehicle, even less. Going in a plane, even shorter. So it all depends on how much time we take. That man is a yogi, tasmad yogi bhavarjuna. Therefore, be a yogi, Arjuna. They underline that. That is the simple gist of Bhagavad Gita. Try to be a yogi. Do all things that you are to do in the situation in which you are in. Certain works are there for you in the family, in the society, and everywhere. Do that like a yogi. That's the best thing that you can do. And be relaxed. Yogi is the last point to be reached by a man who is reading Bhagavad Gita. That is, therefore, this shloka is one of the best in Bhagavad Gita. In short, he says what one has to do. Tapasvi vediko yogi. Yogi is greater than a tapasvi. Jnanibhyopi matodikaha. Yogi is greater than a man who knows a lot but hasn't realized the truth. Karmibhyasadiko yogi. Yogi is greater than a man who does everything expecting a result out of it. And therefore, tasmat is therefore. It's just mathematical teaching by Krishna's philosophy. Therefore means that's the end of the explanation. With this, therefore, yogi, tasmat, yogi bhavarjuna. Therefore, become a yogi Arjuna. Fight like a yogi. After all this, Krishna is asking Arjuna to fight the battle. If you forget Arjuna and read Bhagavad Gita, we will be misled. Our practical life is equally important for a man in life. Arjuna must be able to realize this while fighting this war also, his war. And we must also say, Krishna is not telling us to run away from where you are. Be there, achieve, go beyond, become a yogi. It's not necessary that people should recognize you that he is a great Jivan Mukta. Not at all necessary. Be a yogi by yourself. That's the end. Beautiful shloka, one of the best in Bhagavad Gita. He tells us the goal is very simple. Try to do this after reading Bhagavad Gita. He says, I think we can recite. You underline the entire shloka. It's one of the best in Bhagavad Gita. That's it. Tapasvibhyo diko yogi.
Tapasvidbho diko yogi.
Jnanibhyopi matodikaha.
Jnanibhyopi matodikaha.
Karmibhyasya diko yogi.
Karmibhyasya yogi.
Tasmad yogi bhavarjuna.
Tasmat yogi bhavarjuna.
Tapasvibhyo diko yogi.
Tapasvibhyo diko yogi.
Jnanibhyopi matodikaha.
Jnanibhyopi matodikaha.
Karmibhyasya diko yogi.
Karmibhyascha yogi.
Tasmad yogi bhavarjuna.
Tasmat yogi bhavarjuna.
Therefore, become a yogi. And among yogis also, who is better? He says in the last shloka of 6th chapter. Yoginapimpe sarvesham madgate antaratmana. Among these yogis, whose mind is always in this cosmic consciousness or God, is better than others. Yogi is better, the best. He asked us to become yogi. Who is the best among yogis? Yoginamapi sarvesham. Among all yogis like that. Madgate antaratmana. Underline that. Madgate antaratmana. Whose mind is always settled in me. And Shraddhavan bhajate yomam. That man, yogi, remembers God and praise him continuously. Same yukta tamo mataha. That is my opinion is that he is the fit man. He is yukta, he is a jnani. It's an extension to the shloka 46. A yogi He is better when his mind is always settled in cosmic consciousness or God or whatever you call it. And he remembers God every time, whatever he does. He is a better man, is my opinion. Yuktatomo mataha, he is better, is my opinion. He is better than the others, is my opinion. My opinion is Krishna's opinion. So, yoginamapi sarvesham, among all yogis who have been working, they are good, which he said in the previous shloka. Even among the yogis, coming back to that, no, that will be in the next chapter, no coming back. Even among the yogis, one who remembers God and does all this work is better. Yoginamupi sarvesham madgate nantaratmana shraddhavan bhajate yomam. He prays God in full shraddha, full devotion, full bhakti. He lives for God's sake. Same yukta tamomadha. I think he is greater. I think he is greater than others. And a beautiful chapter comes to an end with this shloka. Yoginam api sarvesham madgate nantaratmana. Listen carefully once again, the last time. Among these yogis, which he said in shloka 46, madgate nantaratmana yogi is there. Some yogis always remember that cosmic consciousness, God in form or without form. That shraddhavan bhajate yomam, that man who remembers, who prays me with all shraddha, same yukta tamo matha. He is better than all is my opinion. He is better than all is my decided opinion. Not just an opinion. It is my definite opinion. That's what Krishna says to this yogi who remembers God and does all the work that he does. I think we can recite. Yoginamapi sarvesham
योगिनामपि सर्वेषां
madgatenantaratmana
मद्गतेनन्तरात्मना
madgatenantaratmana
मद्गतेनान्तरात्मना
shraddhavan bhajate yomam
श्रद्धावां भजते यो मां
same yuktatamo matah
समे युक्ततमो मतः
yoginamapi sarvesham
योगिनामपि सर्वेषां
madgatenantaratmana
मद्गतेनान्तरात्मना
shraddhavan bhajate yomam
श्रद्धावां भजते यो मां
same yuktatamo matah.
समे युक्ततमो मतः.
And we come to the last part of it. Om Tat Saditi
ओम तत्सदिति
Srimad Bhagavad Gita Su
श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासु
Upanishatsu
उपनिषत्सु
Brahma Vidyayam
ब्रह्मविद्यायां
Yoga Shastre
योगशास्त्रे
Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade
श्रीकृष्णार्जुन संवादे
Dhyana Yogo Nama. It may be Atma
ध्यानयोगो
Samyama
नाम
Yoga. Yeah, it may be Atma Samyama Yoga Nama in your book, whichever is good. Dhyana Yogo Nama
ध्यानयोगो नाम
Shashtodhyayah.
षष्ठोऽध्यायः.
Harihi Om Tatsat.
हरिः ओम तत्सत्.
Harihi Om Tatsat.
हरिः ओम तत्सत्.
Sarvam Shri Krishnarpanamastu.
सर्वं श्रीकृष्ण